Hello, welcome back to another episode. For those who already know me, thanks for coming back, and for those who don't, my name's Daryl and I'm the owner of Crystal Clear Polishing. So in this episode I'm going to be working on this Jaguar Type 2. This is all the way back from 1960, so it's 66 years old exactly. Really looking forward to doing this one. There's a lot of different angles and a lot of different elements to contend with. Obviously we're not looking for absolute perfection. That's never going to happen on a car this old unless it was resprayed, and this hasn't been resprayed and we don't want to go that far with it. So my main aim is to give it a good one-stage machine polish, obviously being careful around all the edges and the lumps and things like that. Once I've done that, we're going to put the 5-year ceramic coating on there, and I'm also going to have some real fun tidying up these wheels, and we're going to paint the calipers as well. So it's going to be a really nice job. It's the only job I've got in this week. Usually we try and do 2 jobs a week, but obviously on this one it's going to take a lot longer, so I'm going to just do this one this week. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be one that I'm going to enjoy. I do love my classics. It's more of a part of where I'm from, really. You know, classics has always been something which we've done and worked on. It's only recently that we've started doing all the newer modern stuff. It's just kind of your bread and butter, really. But this is really the cream. I love older things like this. But anyway, enough of the chit chat. Let's get this done. I'm going to hit it up with a pre-wash first. I don't think I'm going to snow foam it. I'm just going to use a citrus-based pre-wash. Jet wash that down, give it a wash down, and then we'll get it ready. I am going to use fallout remover. I'm expecting spectacular things because I can't imagine the fallout remover has ever been used on this vehicle, and we're definitely going to need it to clean those wheels. So anyway, if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is detailing done properly. Sit back, relax, and let me do all the hard work. So the product I'm using now is a citrus-based pre-wash. This is very safe on materials. It's delicate, but it is aggressive on dirt. So it will be fine to use on this. Yeah, so it'll take all the crap off the tyres, all the years and years and years of tyre showing. We'll give them a good scrub down with some dedicated wheel tyre cleaner as well. We're going to let this dwell for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to turn the pressure down on the jet wash. We will be using the jet wash. You have to use the jet wash, really, because that's the best way to be able to get the dirt off, because obviously this loosens it and then the jet wash will remove it. So turn the pressure down a little bit and then we will give it a good going over. So you can see the discoloration just there on the bottom of the tyre. That is the wheel cleaner, that's the pre-wash, sorry, removing all of the crap from the rubber. Next up is fallout remover. So I'm kind of going to do this in like 3 stages, I think. So the first stage I'm going to do the paintwork. Once I've done all the paintwork, then I'm going to focus on like the grills and the lights and things at the front, because this will remove any like rust spots, or help remove them, any staining anyway. And then I'm going to do the wheels after, because they are wire wheels. So if we get the paintwork done first, get that washed down, then we can do the chrome as well. Right, so we let that sit for a couple of minutes. Obviously we do not let it dry. I can already see some crazy colour transformations happening on the wheels and the chrome. So while that's doing its thing, I'm going to grab you. I'm going to show you all these little bits. I'll put you back, we'll get it off, and then we'll pay more attention to the chrome, and I'll also do probably a time lapse of the actual wheels, or a wheel. You see just here, we've got some bleeding. Obviously it's all going along the chrome trim as well. So same again, I'm going to do the one wheel for you. I'm going to spray the fallout remover all over the alloy. Right, now the Jag's on the ramps, I'm going to get the blower out. We're going to blow all of the areas out, which is quite a lot because every single piece of trim, door handle, everything on this is going to hold water. So I'm going to blow all of that out, then I'm going to start masking up the rubbers. Once I've masked up all the rubbers, then we are a go for polishing. So at some point this week I will be getting up in the air to take the wheels off, obviously, so then we can paint the calipers. Yeah, we're really excited about this. It's going to be fantastic. The vehicle's all dry now and it's ready for polishing. I've blown all the edges and everything out. Obviously we've got some masking to do around the rubbers and things, but I'll do that when I get to it. It's going to be a little bit of a different experience on this one, purely because it's not like most cars where you've got big flat panels, you just get the big machine out and you can just roll over them. Obviously we've got a lot of smaller areas such as this and this, and then obviously you've got a lot of delicate things that you don't want to be touching with the machine. So I'm probably going to have 2, maybe 3 machines set up. Different sizes, so I'm going to go with the 5.5 on the Rupes, then I'm going to go with the, I think it's 3.5, and then I'll probably have my little 2-inch polisher as well. So we can use the big machine on like these flatter areas, like the whole side of the vehicle, use a smaller machine on the tops and like in here, and then the diddy machine we can use for in here, getting in all the tight spots. But yeah, should be really good, looking forward to it. I really want to make the most of this, but we can't go too heavy because obviously it is a very old vehicle and we don't really know how many times it's been painted. I can see obviously where it has been painted in the past, but I need to be careful. So we're not looking for perfection, we're looking for an improvement. The paint's already pretty good on it anyway, so I'm going to get on with that. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of tea and enjoy the video. Right, so just before I put her up in the air, I'm going to check the jacking points, but they do look really good, they do look healthy, and I do think they have been replaced. Now the old girl's up in the air, I'm going to get all the sides and everything polished, going to work around all the chrome and all the bits on the front. Once we've done that, I'm going to buff it all off. As you've probably noticed, I haven't buffed off the compound just yet. That's because I want to see where I've been and where I haven't been, so I don't miss anything. So I'm going to get all of this done now, all the bulky bits, sides and everything. Then we get the smaller machines out, do all the detailed bits on the front, and then buff it all off, and hopefully we'll be left with a really nice finish. So as I mentioned about not wiping off the previous polish, obviously I can see that I've come down to here, I haven't done this area, so I've got the smaller machine out. I'm going to tackle a majority of this, and then I'm going to connect up where I've obviously gone to, get the front end polished. Enjoy. So I am going to polish the chrome, but I'll do that afterwards with a separate pad because I imagine it probably ruined the pad. And this one's a really good one, so I don't want to ruin this. But anyway, I'm going to push down this side and then I will see you on the back of the car. On the Jaguar, all that's left to do now is buff all the compound off, which I'm going to do very shortly. Once I've buffed all of the compound off of the Jag, then we can start looking at ceramic coatings. So as I previously mentioned in this video, we're going to be using the 5-year Wax is Dead package, and we are going to do all of the paint, all of the glass, we're going to do the chrome, we're literally doing everything. I'm going to take the wheels off, I'm going to spray those with ceramic, because obviously, as you can probably imagine, being the wire wheels that they are, it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. And I definitely wouldn't want to do it by hand. When it comes down to the calipers obviously we are painting those. I'm not 100% sure on the colour, I can't remember what we're doing. But if it's not a silver, then there is a little bit of raised lettering on the calipers themselves. So what my plan would be to do with those is to paint the caliper, sand it down so you can see the Dunlop logo, and then obviously lacquer over the top. Whether that happens or not, I don't know until we actually start doing it. I've still got a lot of chrome to polish, so I'm going to get on with polishing the chrome. I'm not going to go crazy on it because it is quite old and some of it is tarnished, and obviously in places we do have a little bit of rust coming through, which is absolutely normal for a vehicle of this age. And to be honest with you, if I look this good when I'm 66, I'll be more than happy. I can't imagine that happening, but we will see. Anyway, if you haven't already and you've watched this far already, then I would really like to think that you would be subscribed. So anyway, back to the video, back to the work. Let's go. So now we're just going to buff this compound off, leave the vehicle to rest overnight, then we can come in tomorrow, get it all cleaned off with the IPA cleaner, and then we can get it ceramicked and add another layer of beautiful gloss to this timeless vehicle. Today is ceramic day. I've got my Wax is Dead cleaner. This is an IPA based product which is used for removing any oils, residues or anything left in the polishing stage. The temperature is currently 21 degrees and the humidity is 67%. All throughout this video I've been saying that we're going to do a 5-year coating when in actual fact it's a 10-year coating. I just checked, which was quite lucky. So I'm going to get all the paintwork cleaned up with this, and then we're going to get that ceramic. Once I've done that, I'm going to take the wheels off and we'll start focusing on those. So when we're using the Wax is Dead cleaner, which is an IPA based product, this is for removing any residues, oils or anything left in the polishing stage. Basically, you just want to spray it over. You don't let it dry or anything, just spray it on and wipe it straight off. We've already done all of the polishing and everything. So this is literally aimed at getting any residues or anything like that off. Right now the vehicle's all wiped down and it's all clean. We're ready for the ceramic stage, and for this we'll be using the Wax is Dead Ultimate Plus. This is the 10-year coating that can only be applied by elite installers such as ourselves. So if you want the Ultimate Plus, you need to go and see somebody like me or any other Wax is Dead authorised applicator. It's so refreshing to work on something like this. I guarantee you, well, I probably won't be here in 60 years time, but I guarantee you cars from today will not be around and working in 60 years time. Absolutely not with the quality they're made. When you go back and look at something like this, when you've got proper solid metal handles, proper solid metal panels, you know, these things were built to last. They really were. Absolutely phenomenal. You do not get this kind of quality in anything today. For a lot of my younger viewers, these are called spinners or knockoff wire wheels. So there's no bolts or anything, it is literally just this that holds it on, and you need to smack it off with a hammer. If you use a rubber mallet, it won't work. If you use a steel hammer, you'll damage it, so that's why they recommend using a copper or a lead hammer. I definitely wouldn't want to buy a lead hammer these days, I can't even imagine this copper one's cheap. But all you do is you follow the instructions just here. It says undo, so you've got to hit it anti-clockwise, and then on the driver's side it'll be clockwise, because these are designed to do themselves up as the vehicle drives, so they can't come loose. So you've got to give it a few firm taps. I'm going to knock this one because it's already got some knock marks on and this one hasn't. But this shouldn't damage it anyway because the copper is softer than the metal itself, so that's the whole point of having the copper hammer. Here we are, so that's now come loose. It's probably not as much work as it looked like then, but I have got a very bad elbow at the moment, so this is the last job I should be doing with it. But anyway, that is now loose, so all I'll do is just spin this off, and then the wheel should literally just pull off the spindle. Like so. Put that on there. And just slide her off. Now before I put the wheel back on, I will put some more copper grease on here. I mean, there's plenty on there already, but it's always a good idea just to keep on top of it and just make sure it's always greased up, because if that ever gets stuck and you need to take it off, you're in trouble. Right, so obviously when you get up to the back wheels, you've got the spats in the way. So the way you remove these is with a crowbar. You just put it in there and then just pull it out. No, I'm joking, but you will use a crowbar. So I don't like using screwdrivers on things like this, so just here we've got two clips. They're literally, you turn them and then it just pop out. But I don't like using little screwdrivers because you end up mangling the end, which is why I like to use the flat edge on a crowbar, because it fits in the gap really nicely and you've got no risk of it slipping or anything like that. So you just turn that bottom one's now loose. Hold this with your other hand, because once they are undone, it just comes out. And then you just give it a little wiggle. And it drops down from the top, and the back should pop out as well, just like that. And that's how you use a crowbar carefully. Yeah, obviously there is a special tool for this. It's called like a DU-ZS or something. It'd basically just be like a bigger flathead screwdriver, I would imagine, but as long as you're careful. Obviously we don't work on millions of these, so I haven't got all the special tools for things like that. And I did check in the car and there wasn't one there, so just clearing my name on that before you all go nuts in the comments. But yeah, so basically I don't use a screwdriver, because a screwdriver which is this big is just going to damage the screws. If you use something flat and strong, then you can get it in there and turn it properly. Then I can't see an issue with it. This is what a very early caliper looks like. I'm guessing the top bit is the handbrake, and then this lower piston is going to be your main brake. So we're going to paint this. So we're going to paint all of this black, and we're going to do this front bit silver. Right, so as I mentioned, I'm going to use a iron fallout. Give it a really good generous spray. Give it a little flippity-doo-dah. There we go, so we've still got a little bit of corrosion in here. I don't think that's going to get any better. Yeah, so we've still got a little bit of corrosion in there. That's not going to get any better, but we've definitely made the wheel look a lot tidier overall. Got some corrosion down here as well. Now we'll take it over there and get it dried off. Right, so this is our 2K lacquer, and this is one of the reasons why the job is so expensive, is because once I've put this on the bottom of there and give it a tap, that's now active. So this is now actively going off in the can. So we've got a few hours to use it, and then once we've done that, this goes in the bin. And these are very expensive. So this is a little added bonus I'm going to do for the customer. So obviously, as you can see, the center caps have the Jaguar writing on them, and the writing is quite faded. So I'm going to put some black in there. I'm going to use the needle bottles that we use for the stone chip on this as well. Get a little drop out, there we go. I'm not going to literally fill it up, I'm just touching it in. I have put a bit too much in that one, I'll wipe that one down. To make it stand out a little bit more. So this is a special paint we're using. It's an acrylic based paint, so it dries to a glossy finish. It's not your typical like water-based base coat or anything, because that just wouldn't last. There we go. Just give the edges a little wipe. There we go. So I'll let it dry and then I'll just polish the face up. And we can just get rid of those last little bits. Nice finish. So you've just watched me paint the centre caps and, well, not paint the centre caps, but redo the lettering. Now I'm going to ceramic these wheels. There's only really one way to do this, and that is to spray it on. So I'm going to spray the ceramic on, and then I'm going to rub around the outer edge and just over the spokes. Obviously I'm not going to be able to go around every single one of them, it's just not doable without taking it apart. So I'm going to do this, put my mask on. Just get the gun set up. So all I'm doing now is just wiping any excess off the face. Obviously I'm not going to be able to get in every single gap. It's not doable without taking all the spokes apart. The shine on that chrome looks amazing. There we go. So we leave them to cure before we put them back on. So that's the paint ceramics, the chrome ceramics, the wheel ceramics, the calipers painted. All that's left to do now is the glass, and that vehicle is complete, and she is looking gorgeous. I'm really pleased with how these have come out. I'm really chuffed with how these have come out. As you can see, we've got the black and then the silver as it would have been originally. So we've put a clean new spin on a classic. Well, it's not a new spin, so we've restored them. So that is as they should be. They look great. Now we've painted the calipers, as you've just seen. The ceramic is done, the wheels have been ceramic as well, and also the paint that I've put in the Jaguar logo on the knockoffs, they are cured, sorry. So I'm going to get the wheels put back on. I'm going to put them on in the same order they came off, obviously. Then we get the spinners back on. We can get her back down on the ground and get some photos and get her covered up. So that is the Jag complete. I will put some interior footage on there as well. We haven't done anything on the interior, but it just looks absolutely beautiful, so yeah, shame not to include it. So I don't know how well you can see this, but as you can see, we put the paint in, the paint has dried off. That looks fantastic. So nice and fresh. Right now, obviously the wheel's back on and tightened up. I need to put the spat back on. I've already done the other side. There we go. So then we just push these in and they just need to be turned. So obviously, like I said, I am using a crowbar. I'm using it for the blunt flat edge instead of using a screwdriver, because I don't want to damage the fittings, and as unprofessional as it may look, this is the only thing I've got which fits nicely. There we go, so that's the spat back on, wheels are on, calipers are painted, looking fantastic. Really pleased with that. I'm going to get the car on the ground now. Once the car's on the ground, then obviously we can take some photos, do some final footage, and then go from there. Right, there we have it. I'm just literally going to coat the glass quickly. Once the glass is coated, the car is finished. So we tidy up in the workshop, get the photos done of this, and then we can also do some final footage as well for you lot. But yeah, she's absolutely beautiful, and I actually will genuinely be sad to see this leave the workshop. Such a lovely car. So for the glass, we're using a Wax's Dead glass as a spray-on coating. You can use this yourselves at home as well if you want to do your vehicles. Literally just give it a spray and then just wipe it off. Really nice, easy to use, simple product. Just like that.
But not bad,
Lovely.